Grab up middle over the top step.
Down here is what is commonly known as the Shed with Ben Lancaster and Danny Wright, new ABA champion at 64 kilos.
Yeah, 64, yeah.
Belt round you.
I'm saying it, that's what it's all about.
Bit special these belts, aren't they now?
Yeah, I've been training hard for to get one of these since I walked into the gym. So
how long have you been boxing with you, Ben?
10 years since you were 9.
Yeah.
He's 19 now.
So and how many fights has this accumulated in then now to this stage?
67, 68 I've had, yeah.
And how many you won?
I've only lost 16, so
not bad.
You know what I mean. So that's all the way through from being a schoolboy, and I've got my junior title before this, and junior GB title, and now.
Well, I was at Borgia Gym, which is your old gym, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
And it's got a bit of a reputation for producing 64 kilo champions.
That's it.
Like 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, I've had 2, and Frank Benetti were head coach then.
You was at the end of Frank's career when Darren was starting there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, like I say, been involved, that's 25 years, 3 champions, all at the same weight.
Yeah.
Who's the best, Ben?
Well, you know who I'd pick for that? Sat outside of it.
You know what I mean? Well, I've got a few things to prove yet. Hopefully, you know what I mean, in the future now, keep stepping up and keep working hard.
Well, you got this means you're going to be going in the 3 Nations now, is that?
Yeah, that's the next step from 4 weeks is. Well, 3 weeks on Saturday.
Is that up in Scotland, is it?
Yeah, 5.
And do you know who you might be? Oh, you won't, it's a draw, isn't it? You'll put in?
Yeah, it's a draw, but we're going to, over the next couple of weeks now, find out who their champions are, obviously, and then maybe, you know what I mean, work our way. And
well, I don't think, like we were saying before, you know, it's great your style, you don't really have to adapt it.
Well, that's
it's just an engine that keeps on going forward and forward and forward, and you wear people down, mate.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we have to look at what their best attributes are and like what they like to do, and then I try and work my way around it to inflict my style on them, so they have to deal with me rather than me dealing with them.
Well, I've noticed that watching, it's like a script to be written. You know, I say the first couple of minutes you might take a couple of shots while you're feeling them out, and then you start getting on top towards the end. Second round, you start dominating as you finish the end of the first, and the third round, it's I'll put a few clips on there when you fought Steve Gilbick in the finals of the North West. He's a good lad, he's a southpaw, he's awkward, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in the second and the third round, I was wincing all the way through it. It was you were brutal, mate.
Well, that's what we're trying to work for. You know what I mean? We're trying to do them performances that people enjoy as well. I mean, my end goal, my goal is to be a good professional. So.
Who was the lad you fought in the final?
He was called Mason Smith from Finchley. Very good lad, had a lot of experience.
Is this a kid who was knocking a lot of people out for fun though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he stopped a lot of people. He can punch hard, but obviously, like I say, I watched what he was good at and tried to take that away from him. And it worked in the end in the final. It made for a great final.
Well, again, I watched the last round and it was the same format. I think you'd broken by them because he was holding a lot. And prior to that, I believe it was a cracking fight.
Yeah, it was. It was a good fight. But I was enjoying it. I was enjoying the whole event at the Echo Arena. It was something special, you know, to be part of.
Well, he's a rhythm fighter, isn't he, Ben? You know, once he's in his rhythm, he's got that movement.
Like you say, when we start the fight, we go out, we have a little look at him. We spend 20-30 seconds having a little look at him. Then we start applying the pressure and steadily bringing it up. We're trying to take them out of their comfort zone. Once you've got a boxer out of his comfort zone, you're in charge, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, you're dictating the fight. You're going at your pace, not their pace.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what we try and do.
So what does that lead to then? You know, hopefully you'll do well in these Tri-Nations.
That's it.
And then are you looking to, you know, Rio's not going to be a question for you, is it?
The Rio thing, I'd love to obviously box in the Olympics. It'd be, you know what I mean, it's a massive dream of mine, but timing wise, it's not looking like that's going to be my route, because like they've already got their like 2 lads who didn't enter them this year. Who did, you know what I mean? They're sending them, you know, to these qualifiers and stuff like that. No one's qualified yet, but I think there's only 2 left, and there's only 2 lads.
Right.
So
and when they put so much money into it, they're not going to come and
they funded these lads a lot. You know what I mean, to try and get them to the Olympics.
And most of them have come through each squad, haven't they, and just moved up continuously through.
That's
I've never really done the circuits like you've done.
Yeah, well, I've done it a different way. You know, I never got onto the GBC when I was a youth. I was on emerging talent, but I never broke through into development or podium. So I had to do it in a way the hard way. I had to pay my dues last year, box some top kids, and work really hard. And then this year, now I knew what it took to win them. And
so last year was your first year in the finals. You got to the semi-finals, was it?
Semi-finals, yeah.
And then I say this year you were determined, because I spoke to you at the beginning of the tournament, and I did tip you in my head. I thought he could do this year, and I do think you've always been a busy fighter. But I think last year perhaps taught you that no rest. Just
I think
right from the start of these championships, we went into them very confident. We was confident we were going to win them all the way right through, as long as we got fair judging. You know, it was fair judging, apart from maybe in the semi-finals where we only got a split decision. We clearly won every round in that fight, you know, and they give us a split. Only takes 2 judges like that and you're out at championships.
Yeah, it's sad that, isn't it? You know, just because there is some bad decisions out there. I've been there, I've witnessed them, and I know the guys who are judging as well, and I know the good guys sometimes, and I'm just thinking, how did they come up with that? And, once it's done, you can't change it, can you?
Well, yes, I think it's one thing of boxing that you have to learn to deal with. You just have to. Yeah, you can't. It's a matter of opinion, isn't it? Unless it's totally like it's cheating's even involved. It's just a matter of opinion. Yeah. If they preferred what they saw off the other lad, what can you do about it? You just got to pick yourself up.
Well, I always say to people, anyone with an amateur record that's 50-50, you're an half decent fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, half your show, majority of shows you're fighting away from home, aren't you? As an amateur boxer. Yeah. You know, you only probably get to do 2 or 3 shows a year at home. So most of your fights are away from home. And anyone who has more than a 50% record in the amateur game.
Well, that's what I look at. When we see someone's record or anything like that, as long as if they've got a lot of experience and they've still got a winning record, or you know they're going to be a good kid, you know they're going to be tough.
Not only that though, you're giving away age and experience majority of the time anyway. You know, as a 19-year-old moving into, most of the guys you're fighting are going to be in their mid-20s, aren't they?
Well, this year they haven't been.
No.
But
they weren't last year really, were they?
No, I think, but with a lot of the top lads though these days in the amateurs, if they haven't won that title by the time they're 20 or 22, 23, they're turning over. So there's a lot of good lads who are always coming through.
Well, I'm interviewing a load of lads, you know, that's why I like videoing the amateur game as well, because obviously they're the future pros, and like I was saying to you, Ben, I think you can tell a lot by watching someone they fight. You know, it tells you a lot about the personality sometimes. Yeah. And it's nice to get a little bit of an insight into them, and like I say, your style, it just puts a smile on your face, because it's just, you're annoying, you just won't let anyone alone, you just keep on going forward. And it's not, you're not rushing it, you're not doing anything, you're not taking crazy shots or anything, it's educated aggression. Well, that's and it is so nice to watch when it's done well.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who watch people like Danny and, you know, Darren McCarrott for one as well, and they look at this style and they think, oh, they're just a fighter. They're not just fighters. There's more skill involved in staying close and slipping a shot than pushing away with your feet.
It's like Ricky Hatton. You know, Ricky Hatton always says sometimes when you're on the inside, you've only got that far to move. Do you know what I mean? So it's.
Well, I was saying, you know, like Julio Cesar Chavez, he was a big hero man when I was growing up, and you see his head moving, it's very minimalistic, but he was right, it's just there, a little slip there, and you know, and a dip with your knee, or a twist with your elbow, you know, your shoulder or something, it's very the less you do,
yeah.
the more you do.
Yeah,
and so people don't notice it. You don't notice that you're taking it on your glove, or you're riding into it and you're sliding over the back of your head, and then you're inside for your shots. It's when you watch it and you study it, it's really cute.
Well, in my opinion, obviously that's my style anyway, but it's better to watch. It's exciting. I'm always going to engage, but at the same time, I'm not engaging being like reckless and being silly. Most of the time, I'm trying my hardest to make them miss and counter at the same time as leading off and drawing. That's something that I can counter. So it's just the way that we've always worked and we've always trained in that manner.
So once you've got the trying entrance out of the way, do you think you're going to try and defend that, or do you think you might be tempted to go to the dark side?
Well, yeah, I think we just got to see what comes in over the next months, weeks, whatever. If the right offers come in, I would contemplate turning professional. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like say you're 19 at college, you've got another 2 years at college.
Another 2 years at university. So
you don't need to be any fitter than you are now to get that to be a pro, like we was talking about. Those early fights. You never know, do you?
That's it, innit? That's it. But
I mean, we a lot of people knocking at the door, weren't
regular, don't we? Yeah, we're always out sparring professionals and getting different sparring as well, because it boosts the experience.
What a place to be, the Northwest. It's just, as I keep telling everyone, we are now the epicentre of world boxing. Yeah. We've got the heavyweight champion of the world here. That's all you need to say, isn't it? That's it. We've got him, and we've got another 6 or 7 world champions floating about as well in the Northwest. And we've just produced 7 national champions from the Northwest, from Merseyside and the Northwest. Well, it's ridiculous the amount of talent that's floating about now.
Definitely.
And you're the one who's standing out there with a belt around your waist.
That's it. Hopefully I'm the next one who's going to come through and, you know what I mean, carry it on.
We have another one in the gym to take his place next year called Joe Eco, who will be going in at this weight.
I've seen Joe, have I? I've seen, who's the other kids that you've got down there?
We've got Joe Eco, Jack Rafferty and Jack Kilgannon all.
That's it, Jack Kilgannon, because he got beat in the quarterfinals, didn't he?
Yeah.
I thought he won it last year, when he was in the quarterfinals, but he got a bad cut, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that's Rafferty, that's Jack Rafferty,
And Jack went out because he thought that Eli Murphy, was it?
Yeah.
In the first round in the pre-quarterfinals. It was unfortunate them two met so early on, because I think they were both being chipped for.
I mean, it's like them. Danny's been sparring Jack Rafferty.
Well, that's it.
Joe Eco regular. Jack Rafferty's a very strong lad. Joe Eco's a very fast lad. So he's got a bit of both off them. We've stopped sparring Jack Kilgannon now because he's too big.
How old's Jack?
20.
20, they're both 20.
Young then.
So everyone in here now who's training here in the shed, as I like to call it, we're all young lads who are coming through and who've been doing it, for years and grafting, and we graft together.
No, it's great. It's a great story. Like I say, win an ABA title and you've done it from a shed. It's top. And it's not like it's luck, is it, mate?
No,
good old hard work.
It's hard work. It's hard graft. Obviously, you've needed the luck, with the judging and whatever else, but we've got that this year.
You just need them to fulfill, like you said.
You need fairness, don't you? But it's been a great year up to now anyway, and I want to just carry it on and keep the momentum going. Hopefully, next 4 weeks we have GB champion.
Tri-Nations champion, hopefully next.
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully so.
Ben, take care, mate.
Danny,
and you, mate.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.